The Chechen Takeover. Every era in this sport arrives like weather. Brazil built a storm of champions, America stacked dynasties, Australia found its moment. Dagestan ruled with iron discipline, an era of control, patience, inevitability. And now, a new front rolls in from the Caucasus. Call it what it is, the Chechen Takeover. Not because of one headline name, not because of one viral clip, but because of hunger that does not blink, and young careers that already feel inevitable. This isn't a Khamzat tribute. This is the next wave, the names that turn momentum into a movement. Two prospects, two different snapshots of what ready looks like. Baysangur Susurkaev. Let me start here because this is the one that changes the temperature in the room. Baysangur didn't just show up and score a clean finish. He arrived with a story that explains the way he fights. UFC matchmaker Mick Maynard says he came to the US as a refugee. He lost his sponsor. He lived in a car for nearly a year. That is not a tagline. That is fuel. It's why he treats opportunity like oxygen. On Contender Series, the night felt flat, until he front-kicked the liver and shut the lights on the boredom. Round 1, clean. No flair, no waste. Then, the mic moment. He corrected the timeline, 4 days notice, not a week, and asked to fight again in 4 days on the Khamzat DDP card. That is not hype. That is intent. Today he says the UFC is trying to make it happen. We will see. But you can already feel why the crowd will choose him. What do I see on tape? Economy. He does not overswing, he does not overreach. He stands in the right place, makes the read, and punishes the opening, especially to the body. The mechanics are tight. Small steps, quick resets, no wasted motion. You can sense the rounds he's had with elite partners. The confidence is rooted in work, not slogans. One reality check, the lane. Baysangur is 24. He is a middleweight, the same neighborhood where Khamzat lives. That creates traffic. My take is simple. Do not rush him. Give him 3 years to build layers, minutes, not just moments. Let the bodywork theme grow. Let the defensive wrestling mature. The aura is already there. If you pace the climb, the ceiling becomes real. Ansar Khamzaev. This is my favorite part of the picture because this is the future in fast forward. Ansar is 19 years old. Read that again. 19. And yet the attitude is settled. Calm aggression. No panic. There are clips of him training with Gilbert Burns and Robbie Lawler. Imagine being 19 and absorbing those voices in your corner. You see it in his choices. He takes the back without chasing chaos, sets the hooks, finishes with intent. On the feet, it's simple geometry. Set the angle, throw the shot, move on. I'll be honest about timing. I plan to release this video later in the week because Ansar fights in 3 days. If he wins, there's a real chance we see him on Dana White's Contender Series this year. Some weeks are still open, and if not, then early next year. That's why part of me wants to wait. But if Baysangur actually gets that 4-day turnaround on the Khamzat DDP card, I'll sacrifice the hours and push this video early. That's how strongly I feel about this wave. Ansar is young and vicious, but he is not reckless. He sprints at the right second, not every second. That is how prospects scale from the regional scene to the UFC without losing what makes them special. Build him with measured tests, a durable striker to challenge entries, a strong defensive grappler to test patience. 2 clean steps, not 5. Get him to 6-0 with experience, not chaos, and a real contender appears. Why these two matter? A takeover is never one star, it's a pattern. A fighter with presence and a story, Baysangur, who can win fans overnight. A fighter with youth and process, Ansar, who can grow into a champion's habits before 21. When those pieces move together, the sport feels the pull. And you can already feel it. The Chechen wave is not a headline. it's a horizon.
I was watching Dana White's Contender Series, bored out of my mind, until Baysangur told a show. That sent me down a rabbit hole. I was like, hey, I already made a video on Islam Dulatov, so I'm continuing the series. I put a lot of work into this. Please like the video, it's free.
Why this wave is real. Why I'm confident. The reason I'm so high on these two is simple. They train at Kill Cliff FC. That room is a direct line to the UFC. The partners are elite, the coaching is structured, and fighters learn how to win real minutes, not just chase moments. Baysangur Susurkaev and Ansar Khamzaev are in that system. That is why I believe they can get it done. They each have a path. We've had Chechen fighters in the UFC before, most of them based out of Europe. The one active European name who already looks ready now is Islam Dulatov. He's slick, speaks well, looks sharp on camera, and fights like an assassin at welterweight. I already made a full breakdown on him. UFC has a new star, Islam Dulatov. If you haven't seen it, give it a watch. I put real work into that one. The division map. Middleweight, Khamzat and Baysangur Susurkaev. Khamzat is established at the top. Baysangur has time to climb. Welterweight, Islam Dulatov, already carrying serious European buzz. Featherweight/lightweight, Ansar Khamzaev, young, fast-tracked, and building the right habits early. Could they all stumble? Yes, the future is unknown. But one thing feels certain, the new Chechen generation is here. Why this group matters now. For years, a lot of elite talent from that region stalled before they could break through. Visa issues, timing, bad luck. Look at cases like Yusuf Raisov. For 4 to 5 years, he looked like one of the best prospects outside the UFC, but paperwork and politics kept him out. That is why seeing this new wave actually make it into US camps means something. It turns what if into real opportunity. I'm very happy to see these new blood in. Mark my words, you will see Ansar in UFC, Baysangur will be a fan favorite and a new dangerous guy. Islam Dulatov, the glue at welterweight. He's already a name in Europe, long frame, clean mechanics, media ready, and if the defensive wrestling holds, match him with the solid top 30 style test on US soil to introduce him to the wider fan base. He can move quickly once he clears that first matchup. Khamzat, the hinge at middleweight. Everything gets louder or quieter based on how this weekend goes. If he surges, the division map opens and the spotlight on Baysangur gets brighter. If he stalls, the lane still exists, but the timing changes. Either way, the wave does not depend on one man. That's the point of this video.